Referee Mike England bringing the fighters to the center, telling them to touch them up. These, again, this is our pro portion of the card. These will be 3 5-minute rounds. And here we go, Kansas City Fighting Alliance 18, and they're going to go ahead and do a glove touch. Hubbard using his head movement early on.
Hubbard very active with his head movement. Both fighters are exchanging big punches. Estrada backs him up with a push kick. Big right hand from Zack Hubbard. Didn't look to hurt Estrada, but still a big right hand.
Oh,
big
good left
from
hand.
Estrada. Both fighters showing good chins here.
Another good left hand by Estrada.
Joe Estrada pressuring him and goes for a takedown. Hubbard quick to jump to the neck here. Estrada recognizes it, and goes to hand fighting immediately.
Here's the guillotine you alluded to earlier as the fighters work against the cage. A very, very action-packed 50 seconds here.
We saw both fighters get tagged with big punches. Estrada takes the initiative to put him on the fence, but Zack Hubbard being a threat here. So neither guy really able to take the reins and take control of this fight. This is 50-50 still.
How does Joe Estrada relieve the pressure of this guillotine?
He's doing a good job at keeping his right shoulder tight on the opposite side of where his head is. That's going to be able to create space on the inside of where his left neck is.
As Mike England puts the mouthpiece of Zack Hubbard back into his mouth.
And then also he's sneaking in his left hand to just kind of fight the fingers there. And good pressure, using his right shoulder on Zack Hubbard's right pec there. It's going to be able to create enough space to keep the hands from locking.
And the thing with this guillotine early on is the fighters aren't as sweaty as they would be in the later rounds. Going to be a little bit harder for Estrada to get out if Hubbard does commit to this guillotine.
Absolutely, great point.
And Zack Hubbard content with holding on to this guillotine as Estrada continues to.
This spot here is a tricky situation because when on the break here, anything can happen. A big punch or a guillotine or a big takedown. There's a big takedown from Joe Estrada.
Good takedown by Joe Estrada as he lands in top position.
Both fighters were just waiting for that break there to make their move, and Joe Estrada makes it strong.
Let's see if Joe Estrada can mount some offense from top position.
Estrada moves into full mount. Hubbard looking to scramble. Coming out the back door. Estrada has a triangle here. Nope. Lets it go. Settles in the half guard.
Zack Hubbard does a good job of replacing there. Halfway through our first round of professional action. As Estrada lands some peppering blows from top position. Good elbow by Joe Estrada.
With Joe Estrada's left arm being underneath Zack Hubbard's right armpit, that's going to be able to create a good pressure and balance. He's controlling the right side of the torso with his arm. And Zack Hubbard out the back door. Estrada with his hips able to keep him on his back.
Zack Hubbard replaces back to full guard now.
Hubbard looking for an arm bar here. Estrada backs out.
And Estrada lets Hubbard get back to his feet and then immediately takes him down again. Great double leg by Joe Estrada. Immediately jumps to.
Estrada's going to look to pull Hubbard off the fence here and put his back flat on the mat. Big punch.
Estrada relentless from top position. Minute and 40 seconds remaining as Estrada landing some glancing blows from top. Estrada looks very comfortable on top here. He's doing a good job of controlling the position, not letting himself get too high, and also not letting himself get swept.
It looks like Estrada has his neck with his left arm. Now he's looking to connect his hands with his right arm.
Good job of Zack Hubbard by defending.
Yeah, Hubbard's doing a good job at staying safe as far as big punches and submissions go, but Estrada's all over him. Estrada doing a good job at being patient on his back, not looking to get too high and control.
45 seconds here remaining in our first round as Estrada continues to work from top. Yeah, you're right. Zack Hubbard hasn't absorbed a ton of damage from top here. He's done a good job of avoiding the big punch. Estrada's laid in some consistent peppering blows, but nothing too bad.
Big punches from Estrada.
Big hammer fist.
Hubbard looking to throw punches.
Zack Hubbard almost leaning into these hammer fists from from Estrada.
Oh, big punch from Estrada. His head bounced off the canvas there. That rocked
15
him.
seconds remaining here in our first round. Let's see if Estrada can mount some more offense, possibly go for a finish.
Oh, out the back door is Hubbard. Wizard down from Estrada. Estrada's all over him.
Great first round of action turned in by both Joe Estrada and Zack Hubbard.
In my opinion, Joe Estrada takes round 1.
A very high-level pro fight here at Kansas City Fighting Alliance 18. Brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group, an independent tire dealer.
On the break here, anything can happen. A big punch or a guillotine or a big takedown.
Joe Estrada did a great job of, one, taking Zack Hubbard down and controlling the position when he got there. He was never in a bad position when he was on top. He was able to land some punches. And then, like we said earlier, Zack Hubbard did a great job of avoiding a lot of damage when he was on his back and was able to kind of mitigate any of the big punches or elbows that Estrada was throwing.
Yeah, with Zack Hubbard doing a good job at avoiding the damage, what he needs to look to do is in those moments where he's keeping Estrada from landing big punches or big submissions, as soon as Estrada opens up to do one of those two things, Hubbard needs to use that slight window to get back up to his feet or look to mount some offense of his own. So Hubbard is doing things good, but he's also doing things where he's missing, missing big key moments. So let's see if Hubbard can make adjustments in between rounds and fix that.
Round number 2 underway, Estrada versus Hubbard, Kansas City Fighting Alliance. Hubbard stalking Estrada. Estrada looking to load up that big right hand.
Fighters looking to slow the pace down a little bit here and methodically land some punches. Hubbard with a 1-2. Estrada initiates the clinch and a big right hand on the break. Hubbard leading with his head and hands down.
And he's getting tagged. Hubbard looks
tagged in on the break.
Estrada is just content with letting Hubbard come in, and he's loading up on these big punches and he's landing.
Both fighters seem to have no respect for each other's punching power. Spinning back kick attempt from Hubbard.
Joe
Hubbard
looking
to get
for
on
a
the neck.
great takedown by Joe Estrada. And he falls into that guillotine of Hubbard.
He's too tired to finish that. Fight the hands. He's way too tired to finish that. He's got no squeeze. Fight those hands, hips down.
Estrada able to pop his head out, ends up in top.
Hey, this is where he starts going. This is where he starts going.
Estrada's looking to use his left knee to pin on Hubbard's arm earlier. Big
Oh,
punch.
good punch.
Remember, the professionals can use elbows, so let's see if Estrada looks to create some
space to elbow.
Some space to elbow, yeah. The benefit about having the elbow is you need a lot of space to land a punch, but you don't need that much space to land an elbow. So that's definitely a benefit of being a pro. And Zack Hubbard does a great job going out the back door here with a sweep. He's content to stay on his back, looking for the omoplata. Estrada with a big punch.
3 minutes left here in round 2 as Estrada starting to land some punches from the top. And Zack Hubbard does a great job to get back to his feet.
Hubbard looking for the takedown.
They end up in wrestler's position here, as I like to call it.
Estrada goes into half guard with the guillotine here. Hips down. His right arm is around the neck. With the hips pressure, he can finish this. Joe not only needs to use his arm for this choke, but he needs to use his hips. If he can thrust his hips down and keep his arm underneath the neck, it could be enough pressure to put him out.
Estrada, great job by Hubbard by defending, but he's still in this guillotine here. Estrada closing his full guard and working on this guillotine right here.
Hubbard looking to fight the hands with his left hand.
Hubbard doing a good
Estrada
job of
lets go.
defending, and he lets go. Wow, great defense by Zack Hubbard. Let's see if Hubbard can work from top and land some punches of his own. We'll get to see Hubbard on top for the first time, and Estrada work off his back with 2 minutes remaining here in round 1.
Estrada looking to use his high guard here to control the posture of Hubbard.
Good elbow by Zack Hubbard.
Hubbard showing some offense here. Hubbard takes the back, but with no hooks here, like we talked about early. Overzealous with no hooks. Estrada is going to TP up, and Zack Hubbard will fall off if he doesn't put hooks in quickly. And here it comes.
Minute and a half remaining. Hubbard tries to secure back position here.
Hubbard keeps back position. Great job by Hubbard. Staying on like a spider monkey. Ooh, Hubbard looks to be underneath the neck, working a rear naked choke. Both hands clasped. What a comeback from Hubbard.
He's got him belly down, and that looks tight. 1 minute remaining. You can see, and he's going to tap Zack Hubbard.
Zack Hubbard with a come behind victory.
A great come from behind submission victory here in the second round by Zack Hubbard.
That was a crazy turn of events.
Good work.
This is why we love this sport. You have one guy dominating for the first 6-7 minutes, loses position, that can be it.
Estrada got caught in a bad spot, and Hubbard made him pay. A very, very quality win for Zack Hubbard over a tough Joe Estrada. Estrada had him on the ropes early in round 1. And Hubbard was able to fight off a couple submission attempts and get a win. Let's go inside the cage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the bout has ended at 3 minutes, 57 seconds of the second round. Your winner by rear naked choke out of the blue corner, Zack Subhub Hubbard.
A great victory for Zack Hubbard. That's very impressive. Be able to stay composed, stay in the game. Even though you're losing the fight, it shows of great attributes to be able to stay composed like that and get your position and finish the fight. That's just where all of his experience comes in. Like I said earlier, he's been fighting since 2008, and that showed here tonight for sure.